This is not just a story about wickets. This is a story about power, about whispers, about a golden arm that could bend a cricket ball against the laws of physics and the weight of suspicion that followed it. He was called the Sultan of Swing, a left-arm magician, a captain, a match winner, a global icon. But in the shadows of the 1990s, cricket's most turbulent decade, even legends weren't immune from controversy. Today, we explore the controversy and the legacy of Wasim Akram. Not rumors, not exaggerations, but the storm that surrounded one of cricket's greatest fast bowlers and how he emerged from it. There was a time when facing Wasim Akram felt like standing in front of a loaded weapon. The ball would start outside off stump, then bend in violently, or seam away late, or reverse swing at terrifying pace. Batsmen didn't just play him, they survived him. From domestic cricket to international domination, his rise was meteoric. He wasn't polished when he arrived, he wasn't conventional, but he was lethal. And when Pakistan lifted the trophy at the 1992 Cricket World Cup, Akram didn't just participate, he delivered one of the greatest fast bowling spells in a final. 2 balls, 2 wickets, game turned. That performance cemented him as a national hero. But the higher you rise, the darker the clouds can become. The 1990s were chaotic for world cricket. Allegations of match fixing began surfacing across multiple countries. Names that once symbolized pride were suddenly linked with bookmakers and underworld figures. Pakistan cricket found itself in the eye of that storm. When investigations began, former players made allegations, testimonies were taken, media pressure intensified. The atmosphere wasn't just tense, it was explosive. Wasim Akram's name surfaced during inquiries conducted by Pakistan cricket authorities. That alone was enough to divide public opinion. Some saw it as politics, others saw it as proof of a broken system, and millions were left confused. The inquiry most often referenced during that period was led under the Pakistan Cricket Board's anti-corruption investigation framework, influenced by what later became formalized under the Pakistan Cricket Board anti-corruption efforts. It's important to be clear here. Wasim Akram was investigated. He denied wrongdoing. He was not banned for match fixing. But in public life, especially in South Asia, being investigated can leave a scar even without a conviction. The perception battle can be harsher than any legal ruling, and perception was brutal. Then came another blow. During a tour in Australia, allegations regarding team culture, internal conflicts, and discipline issues emerged. A Justice Qayyum report later examined match-fixing allegations involving multiple Pakistani cricketers. Akram was fined for failing to cooperate fully during the inquiry process at one stage, a detail often cited by critics. Supporters argue that incomplete cooperation is not admission of guilt. Critics argue that full transparency should have been automatic. This gray area is where controversy thrives. Not black, not white, but doubt. Yet here's what makes this story complicated. Throughout these storms, Wasim Akram continued performing. He kept taking wickets, he kept leading, he kept delivering in international cricket. He retired as one of the highest wicket-takers in the history of the sport. His skill wasn't in question. His numbers were historic. Over 900 international wickets across formats. Master of reverse swing. Mentor for future generations. If controversy defines someone, performance usually collapses. But Akram's did not. Critics often ask, if he was completely untouched by the fixing era, why was his name mentioned at all? Supporters respond, in a contaminated environment, association does not equal guilt. This tension between allegation and achievement is what makes his legacy so layered. After retirement, something interesting happened. He didn't disappear. He reinvented himself. Wasim Akram became a respected commentator, a bowling mentor in T20 leagues, a technical analyst breaking down swing mechanics on live television. Young fast bowlers from Pakistan and beyond openly credit him for guidance. In the era of the Indian Premier League and global franchise cricket, he became a coach and mentor, shaping new generations. That matters. Because redemption in sport is rarely about words, it's about continued contribution. Public opinion in Pakistan evolved over time. For many fans, the 1992 World Cup memories outweigh the controversies. For others, the fixing era remains a permanent stain on the generation, whether proven guilty or not. The emotional divide still exists. But numbers don't lie. Wasim Akram is consistently ranked among the greatest fast bowlers of all time, alongside legends, alongside icons, in conversations of mastery. There's also something deeper to consider. The 1990s match-fixing crisis wasn't just about individuals. It exposed structural weaknesses in global cricket: loose oversight, player vulnerability, bookmaker infiltration, lack of strict anti-corruption units. The era that produced controversy also produced reform. And Wasim Akram's career sits right in the center of that transformation. Legacy isn't a straight line. It's a balance sheet of achievement and adversity. On one side, World Cup champion, record-breaking fast bowler, reverse swing pioneer, global cricket ambassador. On the other, association with cricket's darkest decade, investigations, public suspicion, debate that refuses to fully disappear. But here's the final question. When history remembers Wasim Akram, what will define him? The allegations that never resulted in a ban, or the spells that dismantled the world's best batsman? For millions, the image is clear: a left-arm blur, white ball tailing in under lights, stumps shattered. For critics, the debate remains part of the narrative. And maybe that's the truth. Greatness in turbulent times is never simple. Wasim Akram's story is not a fairy tale. It's a sports saga shaped by brilliance and controversy. He represents an era when cricket was both magical and messy, an era that forced the sport to confront corruption, an era that nearly consumed reputations. Yet he stands today not as an outcast, but as a celebrated legend whose skills are studied worldwide. Controversy tested him, time judged him, and legacy remains powerful. Because when the ball left his hand, for a split second, the entire stadium held its breath. And that, more than rumor, more than debate, is what history remembers.